Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I
Hello everyone, welcome back.
hi, I'm David Bingback Shepherd. I play Braxon, who's a human fighter who comes from an asteroid near Brow.
Hi, I'm Daikami-sama and I play Solas, a Bebha who is half-elven cleric mage of Ogma and has been having quite a lot of technical problems.
Uh, this is James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl, and I'm. Let's hope that we get some clues today.
Hello everyone, I'm Salen Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mahani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hi, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage from she doesn't know where from.
Hey, I'm Zach and I play Appropriator Lafdul Minglade, the Doin Assemble Astidious Riotous Flibberty Gibbet, or in simpler terms, an elven mischiefmaker. Multi-class thing, special thing, yeah, he's from Realm Space. I was struggling on the last bit, how to say that bit.
I will be honest, I have no idea what you said.
Appropriator Lafdul Minglade, the Doin Assemble Astidious Riotous Flibberty Gibbet.
Even
Flibberty
explaining it, I don't know what you said.
Flibberty Gibbet.
Flibberty Gibbet.
I've heard the word.
Yeah, I thought Big Mac would have heard it.
That definitely sounds very, very British.
It sounds very, very fake.
I'm
Wow.
having to look it up.
The language fake.
It
It's
has its
old
own
language.
It has its own Wikipedia page.
Well, I believe it's real. I'm just saying that it sounds extremely British.
It's a slang term, especially in Yorkshire. I like the way you've labelled yourself with that word. Having read the word.
Well, do tell. What does the word mean?
It's an overly talkative person.
Basically, laughter likes causing
You like to hear your own voice.
Well, when we left off last time, you guys were at the Stellar Islands in Krinspace, the outermost planet in the sphere. You'd landed, spoken with the Gif that make their home there, and I believe there was some talk about making a little expedition into the jungle, either the next day or that night. And I don't recall if there was a decision on that.
I think it was that night.
Oh, you wanted to do it at night? Okay.
Well, you had been informed that most of the creatures are nocturnal, other than the colorful tropical birds.
Right.
Well, you might see something interesting, I don't know.
Who was after a creature?
I think I was at one point, but I'm not fast.
I mean, you could always wait until later. I mean, you might have to go by this planet on the way out of the sphere anyway.
We might do.
Or you might want to stop by on the way out anyway. It's up to you.
Yeah. We probably want to get some free air, but we could get that from one of the other asteroids.
Whoa, you got free air.
I think you meant on the way back.
Oh,
yeah.
On the way back. Gotcha.
Without paying tax for
You get taxed anyway, though.
Yeah, but they tax you for showing you their volcanic stuff. Come buy our volcanic knickknacks.
You got taxed for landing at their village, not for their air.
I know.
So, as a group, what do you guys want to do? Yay, nay?
Well, Finn would like to look for some herbs.
Okay.
Yeah, Lafdul likes to stroll around nature. He's been on a ship for like a month.
Herb sounds good. If we could get anything worth taking on our ship. that makes it here.
Solas is okay with either staying here for a short time to visit the jungle or just trying to find the pirates.
Okay, how much time would you need to find some herbs, Finn?
Search time is a 6. I believe that's in hours.
Okay.
Or turns.
I think that's hours.
Yep.
You can double check that though.
Yes, hours.
Okay, does
Would
that
it be sped up if I helped him?
No.
Yeah.
Does that need to be done at a certain time of day, or can it be done anytime? Like, does it need to be done at night?
The one I'm
Okay.
looking for is snake salve. It doesn't need any specific time.
Okay. Then what do you want to do? Like you could do it right now, kind of thing. And which would certainly take you into the early night hours if you started right now.
Yeah, will we be able to get it out of the way before it's totally dark?
No, he'd be finishing after dark.
Okay, but we don't have to wait till it's dark.
No.
They're not going to ban us from leaving the town to go look for plants.
Nope. There's they haven't, like, the only thing that they've indicated is that they will kind of ask you to move on if you stay for many days on end, kind of thing. But people coming here to collect herbs, plants, do some hunting, that sort of thing, that's pretty normal, and they are
Right.
accepting of that.
Have we got any intel on whether there's any sort of monsters here?
If you ask around town, they would definitely tell you that the jungle can be dangerous, especially at night.
Poisonous.
From the description, it sounds like a pretty standard assortment of jungle creatures and monsters.
Most jungles are poisonous.
So,
Well, the jungle's not poisonous. They're maybe
Well,
poisonous
they have-
things.
some of us should go with Finn to act as guards. Finn, is there anything you're doing where you need to sneak up on creatures that we might scare off?
Yeah, he's just after herbs.
Not on this trip, no.
Okay, well, then I suggest, some of us can go and carry bags and stuff. If we get attacked by any monsters, we've got people to fight.
I mean, if other people want to collect some stuff too, they can do so.
Yeah, Lafdul's going to be romping around the jungle looking for some healing herbs or something. I mean, not that I need any, but it's just kind of fluff.
Do you think there's anything we could transport to the ship? Or would it be stuff to pick and dry?
It depends on what people want. Herbs are very easy to get. Like, they don't take up a whole lot of space. A belt pouch is more than sufficient to get what Finn will want.
Well, basically, I'm saying... Sorry, go on. Go ahead, Levy. Lever.
Well, Lever will go with Finn to find herbs as well.
What I'm basically saying is Braxon to go light with just his stick and mini buttons and whatever armor he's wearing, so that he can carry stuff. Is it worth us trying to buy any pots for plants from these people that sell volcanic stuff?
Generally, just going into a forest and digging up some plants are not going to be all that helpful unless what you're looking for is just air-producing plants.
Right, got ya.
Most of the herbs that you would want to get, they need to be cultivated. They can't just be taken from the the forest floor kind of thing.
I see. Okay then. How many plants will we have to take to make some air?
Well, you have some plants on your vessel making air,
Yeah.
but you need to look at what you are missing. I mean, like, you don't have the full complement of herbs to you have enough like fruit bushes to produce air. You don't have enough herbs to do so. But if you just get other plants, you're not going to be getting anything out of those plants other than air.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I get some fruit berries and have them ready for Goodberry tomorrow?
Like from the forest?
Yeah. Can it be cast the next day?
Yeah, they're still fresh.
How long's the fresh period? Like 24 hours?
A couple days usually. I mean,
Alright. No, that's fine. Because I'd probably be doing that tomorrow.
most fruit doesn't like immediately start spoiling when it comes off the vine.
So I've got on our records that we need 100 herbs to make air,
Mm-hmm.
and we seem to have one lot of herbs.
Yeah, that's my berry. My
So-
herbs.
I'm guessing that we might have to pay someone to get the herbs ready for us, if that would even fit on our ship.
It's more of a...
So, well, you don't have like one lot of herbs. You have enough herbs so that some are always in season. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly what the numbers were.
Oh, what someone's wrote in is 1 healer's kit refill per month.
Right.
Yeah, that's mine. Why?
Right.
But you
I think
didn't
I
write
adjusted.
down how many actual plants that was?
No.
No, it's just one.
It's not
It
one
just
plant.
refreshes every...
It's not one plant. I'm pretty sure it's not one plant.
All right. Well, we
I
get the
only
details
bought
later.
one thing of it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need to figure that out later. But for now, because I know that Yeldon had a bunch of cooking herbs
Right.
Yeah.
as well, and but
He probably took them with him, wouldn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, he
did. But with those together, it was more than one plant.
Yeah.
But we'll have to go back and iron that
Yeah.
out.
Well, the only thing I was getting at is Braxton can't pick up a couple of herbs in the jungle, and then we're making air. We're gonna have to pay someone to.
You can pick up some small plants in the jungle. You can transplant some plants, but you're not going to be getting anything other than air out of those plants.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Maybe we'll talk to a plant expert at some point, because there might be plants that are small, make lots of air. Yeah, like a druid.
It's almost as if he doesn't exist.
But the thing is that most of the plants, so there's 3 types of plants that you'd be looking at for your vessel. Either plants that produce food, which you have some of. But again, you can't just go out and find a blackberry bush and dig it up and take it back to your ship. It's probably going to die. Same thing with herbs. Whether they're healing herbs or cooking herbs, you can't just go out and dig them up. They'll probably die. You need to have cultivars that have been bred to do that. If you're just looking for plants for air, that's the third category. That's easy enough to get, because you just go out, find the hardy plants that are not likely to die.
Right.
But all you're getting out of them is air.
Yeah.
So if you want plants that produce food...
Eat a lot of water.
Yeah, they do. But if you're looking for plants that produce food or herbs, then you're generally buying those.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I wanted to get at. Now, Finn, as a druid, I will say that he may be able to do something special to get some stuff, using some of his magic. But generally, if you want these specific applications, then you need to buy something. All right, so Finn, Leva wants to go with you, Lafdul wants to go with you, and Braxon wants to go with you, I believe, correct? Okay. So, Finn, are there any special... Solas, yeah?
Solas is also going.
Okay. So, we'll say that Ockar stepped away for a moment, but he's probably going to be, like, watching the ship at that point. Unless he comes back and says that he wants to come along. Finn, are there any special preparations you want to make before going out?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
I am swapping my armor from my elven chain to my leather armor +1.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard about the rust monster then?
I have
Was
less
this-
penalties for climbing up trees and stuff, so...
Fair enough, yeah.
All right, so Finn, you'll probably be wrapping up your search around 9 to 10 p.m. Is it just a roll for your herbalism?
Yes,
Okay.
with for snake stab it's -1, and then I have an additional -1 because of the score. So
Okay.
Think I'll...
and that'll do it.
Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and see how much you find. You will find 5 applications of that.
Okay.
And Leva, Lafdul, and Solas, are there any particular types of herbs you're looking for?
Lafdul's looking for just whatever is applicable for good berry.
Yeah.
So any kind of berries.
All right, give me an herbalism check then, Lafdul. Okay. Yep, you find some berries. Finn can easily tell you that they are they're edible berries, non-poisonous, that sort of thing. They're a little bit different than types that you might have seen on other worlds, but not so much that makes it a questionable thing there.
Can you roll to see how many I get? Because I was going to try and get I'm getting as many as I can, like the equivalent of 6 casting of good berry tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd find enough.
No.
Solas is looking for water lily nectar and more of those edible leaves that he tried.
All right, the edible leaves are pretty easy to find. Finn, while you haven't actually seen those before on other worlds, having seen them in the port, you can easily identify them for Solas. Now,
Okay.
Solas, these are pretty big leaves. They're like dinner plate-sized leaves.
I will take a few of them.
Okay, so yeah, you can take a few, but keep in mind the size and
Yes.
transportation. And water lily nectar. Let's see. All right, you do not find any water lilies in bloom that have nectar in them.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else want anything?
Braxon's looking for special trees. He's convinced that somewhere out there are trees that make super strong planks or bendy bows or something.
Well, Finn has heard of bronzewood in gray space, which is pretty good. You don't find anything quite like that here. Most of the tree wood is of a type that it's not the best for shipbuilding. It would suffice. But there's no oaks So you're not finding any of the really good, strong hardwood. It's just kind of the normal, average hardwood. There's also lots of decorative wood types all over the place. Plenty of trees that would be good for decorative wood carving and stuff like that.
Any of those bendy enough to be bows? Again, is it average?
It's pretty average on that. Nothing
Okay.
nothing special for that. Nothing that would be make it especially easy. There's plenty of wood types that you could use for that, especially if you're making composite bows.
Yeah, thank you.
Also,
Yep.
is there any oaks in here?
No oaks, no.
Okay.
Levi is more
Yep.
okay.
Go ahead.
Levi is looking for more rare things because looking at the recipes of the others and at the potion recipe that she found herself, she thinks that rare plants would be more in line to help in making potions and stuff. So
Unfortunately, without a specific knowledge of, what is rare and what is not, it's pretty hard to, it's difficult to just go out and say, oh, hey, this flower's rare.
but shouldn't she know that with her herbalism?
Yeah, but again, unless it's like specific things that you're looking for, you don't know the application, you don't know how rare it really is, you don't know this planet all that well, for example.
Okay.
It's
With that
more
volcano,
for specific stuff.
I'm back.
would that volcano change what sort of plants were around?
The plants may change closer to the volcano, and further away and stuff like that, but is it changing the plants themselves? Not really. I mean,
Anyone want to go?
most of the plants are subtly different from other jungle plants, but not so much so that they would be unusual. It's just like, you're finding the Stellar Islands variety of this particular plant, the Stellar Islands variety of this particular flower, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So plants get around same as elves and humans do.
Well, I mean, it's not that they get around; it's just that they're like, no one knows where this planet came from. This cluster of asteroids. You'd have to talk to the people back in town to see if they have any theories or something like that.
Yeah. But there's obviously a god of plants that spreads their plants around the multiverse.
Who knows?
So, Leva, do you want to go up the volcano looking for anything?
Yes.
Are we close to it?
Sorry?
The
Are we
volcano?
close? Yeah.
Well, you're in the jungle right now collecting stuff.
Yeah.
That would
But
be
doesn't the
that would be a
jungle-
separate
Let's jump
trip.
across to the volcano.
Well, you're on a rock that's a few hundred miles in diameter.
Okay.
Right.
No one said anything about going to the part of the jungle specifically close to the volcano. Now, you're pretty close to the volcano in general,
Yeah.
but you don't, like, that wasn't specified when you guys went out, so that would be a separate trip, essentially.
Okay. Well, Braxon's quite happy.
All right.
If anyone else wants to go near the volcano, be happy to go again. Or we could go somewhere where you can get some decent arrowheads.
Your best bet for arrowheads is going to be basically a formal port or reorcs.
Reorcs is going to do some really good arrowheads.
So. Okay. So you spend about 6 to 7 hours gathering with Finn as he's gathering herbs, as Lafdul's gathering some berries and stuff like that. And as the sun goes down, the bird sounds kind of get reduced. While the sun was up, the birds were chirping and squawking away, making a pretty normal, expected cacophony of sounds. But as the sun begins to set, they seem to quiet down quite a bit. There's still a few. There's some new sounds, new bird sounds that you weren't hearing earlier in the day. And you start seeing other animals, like small rodent-type creatures, small monkey-like creatures, and stuff like that. A lot more lizards and that sort of thing. And actually, the insects also come out in force. But you don't see anything particularly dangerous before Finn is done with what he needs to do. Lafdul seems to have vanished at some point along the way. You must have lost track of him. You're not sure exactly where he went.
Okay.
Lafdul, where are you? Lafdul?
Don't hear a response.
He's probably leaving animal footprints. He does that sometimes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Lafdul, where are you?
I suppose we better go back the way we came, just in case he's been eaten by some sort of gigantic plant monster.
Don't bring up stuff like that. They were sort of walks in circles, makes bigger circles around the group to see whether he's around somewhere, whether we can see anything. Oh, Finlay, could you see it? Where he walked away and what happened?
Could I do a hunting check for that?
Yeah. You see that you go back to where you guys last saw. You last knew that you had Lafdul with you, and you do see some footprints leading off away from where you guys went. But pretty quickly, it's lost in the brush and other animal tracks that are pretty fresh, and you're not skilled enough at tracking to actually follow his trail.
Does it
At
look
least
like
we know where he left us.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like he was attacked.
You do not see a sign of attack, blood, gore, torn up pieces of personal items, anything like that.
He must have wandered off. He invited us to the pub once and then wandered off to try and get out of buying around. Turned up about an hour late, all hot and sweaty. Well, I guess we'll have to go back at some point if we can't see him.
I mean, he might have gotten bored and headed back to the ship.
Yeah, he might have got bored and headed back to the ship.
All right. Is that what you guys want to do? See if he's returned there?
It's either that or we set up camp and wait for him.
Yeah, let's do that. I was more in favor of that.
Okay. Could try calling out for him.
Did that. Lafdul!
You get no response, although you do hear some animal sounds off in the distance, growls, that sort of thing.
Growls.
Yeah, Finn definitely sounds like a large predator type thing. Not like it's hunting you, sort of thing. It's more like an animal call to another animal of the same sort. But
Oh,
it sounds like a big predator type thing.
let's try the signal whistle. Braxon's gonna blow a signal on the signal whistle that doesn't mean emergency. That basically means sort of where are you, Lafdul?
But can he understand signals?
Well, it's a simple signal that we've all agreed on.
Okay.
You do not get a response to that.
Okay, Braxton will try every 5 minutes through about 4 times and then give up. At which time the local watch will probably turn up.
I mean, you were wandering in the. I mean, not wandering, but you were exploring the jungle for 6 hours.
Yeah. So we're a long way away.
Yeah. You're pretty far away from the town.
I wonder if there are any spells we can use to search for him. Never, Finn, do you have any magic you can prepare? Maybe not that you have now for searching for someone.
Finn, could you let me talk to Tan?
I could tomorrow.
That's a bit late. What a pity. So could Leva get in contact with Tan enough that she could make Tan understood that we are looking for Lafdul?
Tan indicates that there's a lot of other animal smells around. It's too confusing when you indicate his footsteps. It's too confusing for him to try to follow that.
I take it Beowulf stayed with Ockar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who went off into the woods with you guys?
Everyone but you.
Okay. That's good. So I'm not part of this craziness that's going on.
Correct.
Good luck, guys. Try not to be eaten by grooves.
Dark, so grooves are not problem yet.
Are you going to cook for us?
What?
I'm asking Ockar whether he's going to cook for us since he's the only one staying back.
Well, you can't ask him.
Yeah. He's.
You're not in the same place as him.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, you guys haven't gotten back to the ship yet. You're. There was some talk about going back to the ship, but then there was still motions towards searching for him. So.
Yeah, there were people saying we should wait for him.
Meanwhile, Ockar's at the ship looking at whatever timepiece we have on the ship and saying, "Man, it's taking him quite a while."
You have the magical sundial.
Yeah, he's just looking at the sundial, wondering what's taking you guys so long.
Well, Lafdul, he does sort of go his own way from time to time, but he tends to come back.
Yeah. Should we head back in then? See if he's gone back. No, you want to still wait?
Well, Leva would like to actually look for him, but it looks like we have no idea where and how and what direction he went to, etc.
And you do not have a skill to tracker.
Right.
I guess reading lips doesn't work. Doesn't help.
I think the best idea would be go back and get our crew and possible people from the village to help us looking.
possibly prepare a couple of spells to help too.
Yeah.
Also prepare some pranks to play on him if this is one of his pranks.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the ship.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have to.
Sounds like it.
Okay. You make your way back to the towards the ship. Along the way, you do catch sight of what appears to be a hunting or gathering party of large, relatively large. I mean, still man-sized ape-like figures that Braxon would at least recognize as Gromem.
Oh, Grommen.
But it's pretty far off. It's not really, and they're going in a different direction. So it's just like catch a sight. It's not the kind of thing that you would call out to them or anything like that. A little bit too far from that.
Okay, fair enough.
But then you do get back to the ship. It's late evening at this point. I mean, it's getting on to 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., 12 p.m., that sort of thing, midnight.
Yeah.
And
Braxon will immediately check in with Ockar to see if Lafdul came back.
Lafdul's back already.
Oh, hey guys, what happened? I got separated. I had to head back.
Hold on a second. Ockar, what was that?
Did Lafdul show up before the rest of the party?
He did, and I did whisper something to you about that.
Oh,
Roll20.
I wasn't looking at Roll20. Okay. When you guys show up, I'm probably hanging out with Lafdul, hearing from him what happened, and say, "Hey, did you know you got separated from you?"
Yeah, okay. Well, we spent some time looking for you.
No, it was safer coming back to the ship than it was trying to find you again.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That's just... I'm not gonna try and find you by myself in the middle of the night when there's monsters about.
No problem.
It was just safer to go back to the ship.
Well,
Yeah.
at least you're fine, and it doesn't seem to be one of your silly pranks.
Wow.
So what?
Don't you like my pranks?
So did you guys find whatever you were looking for out there?
Oh, I didn't find the amazing trees I've been looking for. But I think the others found some stuff.
Yeah, Finn will go back to his room to prepare the snake staff.
Okay.
And I will cast Call Upon Fate.
Okay. Does that last for multiple rounds?
It's the next action. It doesn't last
I
very
was
long.
going to say, I think it's next action. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean your stuff will keep. Like you can start drying the other stuff and get it ready, and then you just use that on other days if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and give the roll.
Okay, so it is going to be herbalism with a -1, overall -1, and then a +1 from the Call Upon Fate. So that is
Plus,
we're all a
actually,
-1.
+3.
Oh, is
Why
it +3?
Yeah. +3 to proficiency.
Guess I get an overall +2.
Oh, ability check. It doesn't say non-weapon proficiency, actually. So
Well,
would that be an ability check? Or
I mean, I'm pretty sure
bonuses
it counts.
effect to save for attack roll, ability check, and if or you could use it in such a way to gain like +3 if you were to jump a chasm or something.
Yeah. I mean that's gonna work for proficiencies. I don't see why it wouldn't.
That roll didn't work.
But unfortunately, yeah, that was not successful. You think that there was perhaps like the plants need to be prepared slightly differently or something like that. There's a slight difference in what type of these plants, and you're like kind of think to yourself, maybe I need to tweak the preparation slightly to get this just right.
Okay, well, try again tomorrow for the next batch.
Doesn't do what you expected. All right. So you guys go to sleep. You do notice that the tradesman that was also in the water has already left. Lafdul and Ockar, you would have seen it leave, continuing on its journey. And the next day after waking up, you guys getting back on your journey, or are you gonna hang around a little bit more?
I'm ready to head out.
About those edible leaves that Solas collected.
Yeah.
He's going to give every leaf except one to the person who is responsible for crew meals to share, and he's going to use that one to basically share it with the rest of the party and officers.
Okay. I mean, the leaves are, they're best for supplementing a meal as opposed to the meal themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I'm going to be using.
I mean, if it's a local community that's got some water, you can have some kind of like cooked fish dinner on some leaves. I think of, I don't know.
I mean, you could try to do some fishing before setting off in the morning.
Do they not sell? Do any of their grocers sell fish? So, I mean, it's a food substance. I mean, they live there. One would assume that they do some kind of fishing.
Yeah. You can go back into town and check the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
yeah.
can like cook the fish in the leaf or something. I don't know. We can experiment.
So yeah,
I'm proposing this idea to Solas.
Right. There's a mixture of basically dried fish that would be good for long journeys, and fresh fish that people in town purchase, and people at the port purchase for near immediate consumption. So it's up to you what you want.
Fish would go off
basically, the reason why Solas gather those lists, that he just wanted to give the crew something sweet to eat or taste.
Okay.
He didn't think that much more about it.
Oh, that's nice.
He quite
I'm
liked
just trying
the taste of the.
Okay. So are you guys gonna purchase some fish as well?
Yeah, Naft will buy a load of fish and we'll have like a fish meal, pretty much, I guess. He'll buy some spices and stuff. He'll give like something. I mean, we've got a cook, haven't we? I mean, on the ship. I could ask him to prepare something.
There's also multiple party members who can cook.
Yeah, but I don't like imposing upon them. I mean, I'll make the offer.
Yeah, there's a ship's you have a ship's cook, but they're not as good as your crewmen, the party members.
Right. I'd come back with a load of ingredients. I say we can make something with this.
Okay.
I'm not the best cook. Is anyone better at cooking than me?
Sounds fantastic.
I mean, I'll spend, I don't know how much, like 10 guilds worth of various assortments of stuff.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Oh wait, it's not gold. It's
right.
steel.
Right. I need to look up the amount. Give me a second. So are you getting enough for all crew?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so that is going to run you... And you're getting the fresh fish, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll run 2 steel pieces.
Alright. That's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be.
Daily consumption food is pretty cheap.
You want to get something a little bit more above average. It's not like a veritable feast, but it's nice.
Right,
So
but what I
maybe
mean is that most of the time the food needs to be cheap enough for people who make just a few gold pieces a month to
Alright.
feed themselves. All right, so you're able to make good breakfast for the crew. They're very happy. Braxon, that will basically mean that you have a free day of food where you don't cut into your food supplies.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's just a light breeze. The wind has certainly died down since the previous day. When you take off and connect back up with your dolphin, it takes about 20 minutes to get back there, and you are able to continue on your journey. The next planet in is called Nesmith. Your guidebook indicates that there's no known ports there, no known civilized civilizations, and it just kind of generally says it's a large fetid swamp, the entire planet, with no known resources beyond what swamps normally have, and recommends against visiting it. But if you want to do so, that's up to you. But keep in mind that it does orbit in the same at the same line as the black clouds.
Forgive me. So how long has it been since we left? That as we took off on our ship. Sorry.
It took you 20 minutes to get back to your ship. Now you've docked back up with your the battle dolphin, and you're ready to move on.
Yeah, that's fine. It hasn't been like a day yet.
No, because you haven't decided where you're going yet.
Are we going to go all the way into Stellar? Oh, so we're going to avoid. We're going to avoid Nesmith. Are we going to go to any of these moons of Zivlin? Hang on. Where did we have clues for the people with the bounties?
You heard that the people of Hidukul, which is one of the moons of Zivlin, have a bounty. And
so we should go there.
Zivlin is one of the moons of Zivlin are one of the it contains multiple known ports.
Yeah. So we should go to Zivlin.
Okay.
Because if we can get a reward from them, and we'll probably get a reward from the Cindieth line. So, is everyone okay to go to Zivlin?
Yeah.
Oh, is that on this side of the? Let's see if that's on this side of the sphere.
That's over there.
I'm gonna roll for my good berries.
All right.
Unless...
Would help if my carrot sheet wasn't in the way. So is that Zivlin?
Yeah.
Right, and we're there. Yeah, so we just got to get over that ring and then go over to Zivlin.
And they'll last 8 days. Which isn't very long.
And that's Chislev. We didn't hear of anything useful in Chislev yet.
Well, you haven't read about it yet. I mean, you've read about it, but I haven't told you about it because you're not there.
Yeah.
There is
Chislev.
one semi-formal port on that, but it's not a civilization.
Yeah.
There is a woman apparently from Shaolong in Toril who runs a small port facility for people to land and explore the jungle, gather food, materials, plants, animals, that sort of thing.
Yeah, doesn't sound like they'll have a pirate problem. We might go there at some point. What's everyone think? Because I'd quite like to pick up any bounties we've got on this pirate we're after. Ockar, you said you wanted us to catch him alive.
Yes.
How important is that if he's trying to kill people?
I want him to be alive and face trial, even if he's trying to kill people.
Right, okay. So where are we taking him to try him?
I was planning to take him back to Brawl.
Who's going to try him on Brow?
The Church of Tyr.
Right. Well, what about the people here where he's committed the crimes?
Okay, well... Yeah, it might be a better idea to take him to whatever authority is here, but also get confirmation to take back just so the family knows that he's been taken care of.
Yeah.
I think his father would like to see justice done.
Yeah.
You could impose upon that.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Right. We should have brought him with us.
Well, he's quite elderly. I didn't know if he would do well on the trip.
He's a paladin. He's got divine health.
No, he's not a paladin.
Isn't he?
No, my grandfather's a paladin.
Oh,
My uncle's
right.
not.
Ah, right. Okay. Right, so let's go to Zivlin and find these people that have a grievance with your
Yeah.
your family member.
I mean, also keep in mind that you don't need to formally speak to people who have put out bounties. Like, that the bounties tend to get spread around. That's how you heard about them in Brawl.
Ah,
Yeah.
right, okay.
They, like... That's not to say that it's not important to talk to them if you want to get information, but you don't need to go to them and say, hey, we're going to go after them. We expect the bounty if we get it.
Yeah.
Because
They
you
might
could,
be able to
like, if you're traveling and they decide to attack you, like, if you're just anyone else and they attack you and you beat them and you capture them and you take them to a port, they're going to pay the bounty. You know, they're not going to say, oh, no, you didn't talk to us first, so we're not going to pay you.
Fair enough. Okay. Right, well, we still want to find out where these pirates have been attacking ships.
Yeah.
And see if we can work out where they're based.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that this ring will take twice as long to move through.
Oh, yeah, because we've got to go up.
Yeah.
During
down.
the travels, I will go see a levy. Lever.
All right, well, first, why don't we move a tile and see if anything
Alright.
happens.
Okay, so do we go to this ring and then we go up in the air? And then we go over here and then we come down again?
It's just a case that when you're going through this, if you're unless you're going straight through and risking the black clouds, it's just twice as long to move into that.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. Okay, well, I guess we'll go to this square then.
All right, so 4 days have passed. Finn, you want to roll for your...
My next attempt?
Yeah. Well, 4
4
attempts.
days.
Okay. I'll just roll flat 4d20 then, or 4 20s then.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if I do the call upon faith each time, It gives me a target of 13.
Okay, that's fine. All right, 3 successes.
All right, that works. 3 doses of snake salve.
Right. So, does that book tell us what colour Gillian is?
It doesn't exactly tell you what color. It does have a brief description. It describes it as basically an entire farming world. The entire planet is agrarian in nature with some small villages, and it gives you some information to find, to determine where you're landing.
Yeah. So
Once you
said
get
they
to
all-
Zivlin, you won't be able to see the moons until you really get to Zivlin.
Yeah. But you said they were all like in the same ring, following
Yes.
each other.
Yeah.
So, can we tell from the moons either side of it which one it is?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Your best bet is to. I mean, like once you get there, it doesn't take very long to get between all the moons.
Okay. So this is going to be where we land on the wrong moon 11 times.
It's entirely
Get
possible. It's entirely possible.
Get attacked
I will certainly describe the moons when you get there.
by monsters.
All right. So, you've traveled 4 days. It's been uneventful. Is there anything else that anyone wishes to get done?
I want to mention something to Lava. That's about it.
Okay.
So I've been pondering her bag that she's got hold of. I was like, and I messaged her, do you know how much you can hold in that? Precisely.
In the bag?
Your bag of holding.
No, don't know exactly.
Would you know if your other identification would tell you that?
I don't actually know. Would I? Old?
Yeah.
That might be something you want to do at some point. I mean, it was just something that was on the back of my mind, so might
Do you
not
know
have
how
realised.
much do you know how much you can have in your bag? Does Solas, do you know how much you have in your bag maximum?
His and yours would need identifying. Mine does not, because mine's got predetermined based on the amount of pouches I used. I can hold up to £300 split amongst £10 per pouch.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, we could use identification for my bag of transformation.
you might learn more
We can-
about it
we-
as well.
We can do that. Would it need the
The greater
what's it?
one. Superior.
superior one?
Well, that would give us
250.
the accurate information about it.
Yeah, I'd be. Well, Leva has one of those pearls. She'd be quite happy to find out on her own bag. Yes. Could we do it now?
I mean, it's been 4 days. I would have done this during the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the 4 days have passed. So if there's stuff that you want to get done in that 4 days, you just
Yes.
decide. So if you want to cast that identification spell,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, I also mentioned to Big Mac.
Who?
Do you...
Who's he?
to Braxon, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Very
No, I'm
confusing.
joking. I've
Do
done the same.
you've not been using your trident recently. Do you think it's running out of charges? Have you checked to see how many charges it's used since you last got it identified? So you know how much it's using.
I don't know how much it's used.
You used
It's
it twice, didn't you, since you last got it identified?
yeah, and it's to be honest, it's a bit cluttery.
Well, if didn't it have like 11 charges when you had it identified? You used it twice.
I think so.
If you
Yeah.
identify it, then you would know how many charges it's using. Or I mean, it's something to bear in mind.
Yeah.
But that is 250 gold pieces to
Yeah,
do
well,
so.
But then you would know how many more times you can use it. based on its deduction.
That's true.
So it could be you might have 9 charges, or you might have less.
I think I might have one of those around. Let's have a look.
Well, in the meantime,
during
you hold on a second. In the meantime, you're going to be. You do want to do the identifier on the bag of holding.
Yes.
Okay.
I already took 1 pearl out, looked at it.
I'll search.
250 gold. There you go.
What level are you again?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see.
Since when did level ever matter to a wild mage? I joke.
What?
Always. Always. Okay. So.
It destroys the bag.
Boom.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Level would jump on you. Let's not think of that. Oh, the idea came from Lafdul. Oh my god, Lever looks at Lafdul.
The idea came from Lafdul, therefore it's his fault.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, you have that percentage chance to identify it.
Isn't everything Lafdul's fault?
I like that.
I disagree
that
with
idea.
that, but
I like that idea. Let's run with that.
Isn't that what his deity's about? The deity of being blamed for problems.
I don't seem to have this written down. Hold on a second. I must never have put this in your list of treasures.
wow, so she could have put like loads of stuff, and then you wouldn't have known if she'd blown the bag or not.
I would have gone to check if it sounded like you were putting in too much stuff.
So what happens when you do? But it must be like a known thing.
Oh yeah, no, it
Just destroys the bag.
it
Explodes out.
sends all the stuff into the astral plane.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was certainly nice for someone who is on the astral plane, just randomly comes across all that stuff.
So when Lafdul shrank himself and fit in this bag, if that bag ripped to that point, Lafdul would have been in the ethereal plane and dead.
Not dead. No, you don't.
You don't die, suffocate?
No.
No. Oh, it's just a parallel universe, isn't it? It's just...
Okay.
ethereal.
So you identify that it can hold 500 pounds maximum,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
and it has 70 cubic feet inside.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Do we know if this is in like the good range, upper range of the bags?
You don't know.
Ah, right.
It's enough. Isn't that good enough?
I mean, all of them are pretty darn good.
Yeah, well, now you know you can just dump a Lafdul inside there and it would still be fine.
Lafdul, do you want to hide
No.
in my bag?
I don't think I can breathe in there.
I mean, you can for a little bit of time.
Worst case. I mean, I could shrink myself.
You will run out of air after a little bit of time, but yes.
Yeah, that's assuming it's not a cannibalistic bag of holding.
Stupid question. What if I shrink myself, got on the bag, cast softwood on myself?
There's still air in there. You'd have to use up all the air first.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that your size, your reduce would run out before and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's just to get in the bag. That's why I have to produce myself.
I think you'd need a contingency spell on yourself that casts softwood when the air runs out.
Yeah, I'm no mage.
Solas, you had a question? Apparently not. Okay.
He wanted to identify his
I
bag.
was,
If he had a power or not, I don't know.
All right. Well,
I don't have a barrel, but I was thinking about using those days to learn spells from books.
yeah, you can do so.
The wizard's favorite pastime.
But I'm not finding if I had a lightning bolt in one of those books that we got from enemies.
I don't know offhand.
Yeah, well, I'm going to
It's a
be
common
trying to
spell,
learn.
isn't it?
It is, but you'd have to either learn it from someone else or learn it. You'd have to go to a port.
Well, I'll try to learn fly instead.
Okay.
So it was P100.
Yep.
And that's a success. And nice.
Okay. All right. So you got fly.
What's the ruling on priest sharing spells?
How
are you ruling it, rather?
You need to describe how it works to the other priests, and then they petition their deity for access. That's basically all it is. And then that's me as a dungeon master saying, yeah, your deity grants you access to that, or no, your deity doesn't grant you access to that.
So you're not imposing restrictions based upon conflicting faiths or stuff like that. That's why I'm wondering. Because I've only ever learnt spells from my faith.
Well, no, you got that spell from Beloriana. Different deity.
Yeah. She's still the Elven Pantheon.
Yeah, it's still a different deity.
It's an ally.
Still a different deity.
Oh. But but me and Solas are far more further apart than what me and Beloriana were. Neuralis.
It's not a. It doesn't matter. Basically,
that's why I want to know if it matters.
For priests to get spells, they have to be aware of the spell's existence, aware of how to request it from their deity. That's all. Doesn't matter who. Now, certainly, if you encounter a deity of death and you worship a god of life, a priest of a deity of death, and that priest is like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of spells that you could go petition your deity for. Your deity may look bad on that as how you're doing that. So just as an FYI. But in general, no. I feel like I did something wrong here. Hold on a second.
I don't want to sound like I'm gaming the system, but alright, so this is a little bit out of context. See if I say to Solas, I have these spells, do you want to trade spells, or would I offer spells, or how would I be able to do it in such a way that isn't gaming, I guess?
I mean, if they're in the spheres that you have access to, and then you just petition your deity, you talk to him, find out what the proper method of petitioning your deity for those spells is, and then you petition your deity. There's no gaming.
Alright, so alright, so I get Solas and I get Finnel'ar.
Before that, what was the page amount roll?
1d6 minus 1 plus the spell level.
It's was it third or fourth level spell?
That's third.
So 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
Both you and Leva know that spell.
So it's minus 1 because first level spells are 1 page. I mean, that's first level. So it becomes a straight 1d6 for first level spells. And 1d6 plus 1 for second level, 1d6 plus 2 for third level, etc. Okay, so with that, Lafdul, what do you want to talk to Finn and Solas about?
Oh, slightly before that, I would also be asking my deity to see if he'd remove my effect. I seem to have on me. Asking for a favor to remove it. See if that happens. I would also ask my deity if it is my deity. I would know that my deity would hear the prayer, not necessarily respond to it. But I would also ask if it's all right to share the information that I know with another priest. I would ask for permission, basically, or to the druid.
I mean, as long as you're not trying to share the unique spells that you get access to.
No, not like the camouflage, which I know I can't share.
There's nothing wrong with sharing that.
Alright, so I was just clearing it with the boss, as it were.
Well, I mean, you would just know that there's nothing wrong with that. Spells are just spells. You just need to know, like I said, you just need to know the proper method to ask for it. And it's not about, like, a deity of death doesn't give a crap if their priest shares details on cause wound spells with a deity of the priest of life. They don't care about that. It's the other side that is going to have a problem. So there's no restriction on you sharing with them. The restriction is on them listening to you.
I'm just wondering if we can start capitalizing on the fact that we're all researching different spells, if we can teach each other the spells. Whether or not we're granted those spells by our deities is another thing. But
yeah,
you
can do that.
We should try.
So are there specific spells that you want to talk to them
I will
about?
share. Well, all right. So I bring this conversation up. Obviously, the players have been hearing it. Do they want to say anything before I start listing out spells? Or are you agreeable to this? Or are you disagreeable to the idea of sharing spells? Or...
Well, when you bring up the idea of spell sharing,
I mean, you wizards do it, so...
Yeah, Solas would be quite happy to teach you how to the idea of a Dweomer flow.
Oh, yeah, I've got a... Well, I will list out some spells for you if you want to pick them. Obviously, I've got my Purify Self, I've got my Detect Disease, I've got Create Temporary Healing Potion, which I'm pretty sure it's going to give them.
Real fast, I think what I'll say is that rather than handling this now, we can talk about it either in the break or after the game, because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time just talking about spells right now.
No, that's fine.
You know, and anything that you have access to, you know, give them the lists, they look at them, they decide what they want to petition their gods for, what, you know, provided that they're in the spheres that they have access to. Then they check with me and see if their deity would give them access. So.
Yeah, sure, I'm listing them.
I think we're due to start our 8 days of Cloud Watch.
All right. So it's, well, I mean, it's that, or you can come over here.
Well, we've got to get through the ring.
Yeah. I don't know which would be faster, but...
Well, I think...
I'm just saying.
Going there and then there...
Yeah, that's fine.
That's 6 squares, and if we go the other way, it's more squares.
Okay. I didn't count, so... If you've counted it, that is perfectly fine. All right, you ready to move in?
It seems that generally going in and out is quicker. I haven't counted it exactly, but I checked it the last time, and I was like, oh, it's quicker to go in.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is because you're at one of the quadrant lines where you don't have a diagonal to go.
Okay, so we got everyone on Cloud Watch, and Braxon's warned Glau to be careful. please sleep inside for the next couple of days?
I will be happy to do so. It would be interesting to see if we see any of these clouds. I'm quite curious about them. All right.
Yeah. Well, we'll all keep an eye out for them.
So 8 days pass as you are moving through that. It is an uneventful trip.
I would have eaten passed out the good berries to various people because they would have expired otherwise.
Oh, have we got through then?
Well, you're in the... No, stay in the previous one because I need to move planets. Give me a second.
Right, so Braxon with Glau. I don't know if Glau's any good at holding a telescope, but Braxon will say, how about we go looking for some stars and we can see if the stars get covered up by these clouds.
Over the course of the 8 days?
Yeah.
Okay. You do see that. You were going up and over as opposed to under, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
yes.
So it'd be a bit harder to see it, wouldn't it? Because we'd have to lean over.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's one of those things where it's very iffy. And the impression that you get is that there is most definitely not a solid bank of clouds. And there's definitely holes through them. Meaning that because you'll see occasionally like the stars will kind of in a slow motion wink type thing where it'll disappear for like 20 minutes and then reappear for 5 minutes and then disappear for 10 minutes, reappear for 1 minute and then disappear, that kind of thing. So it's definitely the kind of thing where you would be able to with luck go straight through, but it would be luck.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. There's no need to rely on luck. Braxon says to Glau, maybe we can go underneath them on the way back. We might get better sightings of them. I can't really tell how big they are, to be honest. How about you? You've got better eyesight than me.
He says that they appear to be... I mean, it's impossible to tell for sure, but they're definitely pretty big. And you're just going by when the stars disappear and when they reappear and stuff like that.
I don't think Braxton would have noticed them if he hadn't been told to look out for them. So it looks like that book was worth its money. Indeed.
Glau agrees with you. Indeed, it is very good piece of work that they have given you, and I definitely appreciate the information that it contains. Be ashamed to have just suddenly stumbled into that and had whatever problems it would contain affect our vessel.
Hopefully we won't need to rescue anyone from them. That's the only reason I can see for us going near them, is someone being in trouble and us needing to rescue them.
Well, if for some reason we wanted to go to that planet Nesmith, then we'd have to deal with them, but other than that, yes, unless we wanted to speed up travel, that might be, if we knew that someone was going to be going above or below, going through the clouds would certainly be faster.
That's true. Would be a way to catch up the pirates. But a dangerous way at that.
Alright, so other than that, the trip is fairly uneventful. So 8 days pass. Anyone have anything that they wanted to do in that time period?
Are we out the clouds now?
Well, you're still in that square, but it'll only be 4 days to move into the next one, so...
Yeah.
You were going over the clouds, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right, so given that, I'm going to assume that no one has anything else. All right, so you can move into the next one.
Yeah, I don't think any of the spellcasters have got any cloud-related experiments.
Is this gonna befoul our air?
You passed over him.
We went
sorry.
over them.
But what happens if we went through him?
We won't know unless we do it, and we're not going to do it.
All right.
Because then we don't have to find out.
Yeah, but it's
We read a book that said
contingency plans if we'll scenarios.
Well, have a look in the book. The book says these clouds are dangerous. Don't go in them.
All right, the planets are continuing their orbits, so it'll be a little bit longer to get to Zivlin.
Yeah, we're chasing it. Right, can we move?
Yep. Yeah, the trip was uneventful. Continues to be uneventful, not much going on. Let's see. Anyone have anything that they wanted to do in that period of time as well?
Where some of us are talking on Discord in-game.
That's fine. If you don't have anything that you want to get done, that's perfectly fine. Some of it I'm happy to retcon. I mean, time is passing.
Yeah, I think Braxon already said we'll cut down on the inspections of the ship.
Lafdul's praying to his deity every day.
Right.
Leva will be looking into potion of intelligence, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will have to come up with a recipe for something. You don't have a recipe. I mean, you don't have a potion like that on hand to use?
No.
Okay.
Well, not that I know of. Not that Leva knows of. Sorry.
All right. Let me see what the. I think it's 1d3 plus 1 week to research that. Give me a second. So keep in mind that your library can only.
Oh, so many.
Right. Well, it's not that it can only hold so many. It's that you can, with the books on hand, that's all you can research. Any more than that, you've exhausted the material that you have, and you'd have to go elsewhere.
Okay.
That's how I'm going to rule it. I think that makes a bit more sense. Because I don't think there's any reason why you can't put more, like actual. I mean, a recipe is just the steps and the ingredients. What I think that means is that you can only research that many out of your library.
Okay.
So getting more specific search increase the amount.
No, that is you'd have to raise the level of your library.
Okay.
It's impossible for your library to cover everything.
We were
What if
talking
we
about
get
that.
the recipe? But we can get the recipes for other sources, like from another wizard.
Yeah, you can get
adding to our library.
you can get recipes any way you want. It's just that you can only research that many out of your library.
It's like a consumable.
I wouldn't think of it that way. It's just that
It's an easier way for me to understand
All right.
it. So. Sorry, I didn't mean to dismiss that.
No, I just wanted to be clear that it's a case of your library is limited. It doesn't have every book. You can't just continue to research unlimited numbers of things out of it. And let's see. The time is 1d3 plus 1 week, so let me roll for that. Okay, so that'll take 3 weeks to research. I'm fine with you having started at the Stellar Islands.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the limit for those we can research from the library different for a cleric and a mage, for example, can both the same number?
That's just that's shared. The library only has enough materials to research that number of potion recipes.
Okay.
I'll come up with something with regards to spell ink recipes as well. I need to look at that. Okay, so that was...
I think someone needs to get a bookcase of holding.
How's your ivory book leather? Has it still got the same spell symbol there?
She hasn't interacted with it in any particular way, so yeah, it's still has that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the trip continues to be uneventful. Braxon,
Mm-hmm.
you can move on to the next one.
Brilliant.
Just question.
Mm-hmm.
Does she use it as if it were a scroll?
She hasn't tried to use it yet.
Haven't tried to use what?
That spell
The
that's...
book, how it works.
Yes, there was no need for it so far. She doesn't know how long it will last. I mean, what happens if she casts that spell and then the book is used up?
That
Wouldn't that
book
be
might have
terrible?
saved... Yeah, but it might have saved your life.
Well, yes.
Is it not worth it? I mean, you have died a couple of times, Lever. Come on.
Yes, but I would have died even with the book in my hands.
Take it with you.
During this travel period, Solas will do very important research on different brewing techniques.
Oh.
Okay. All right, Braxon, the trip continues to be uneventful.
You're going to see if you can get various party members drunk, Solas. Yeah, crew member, try this.
You realise
only if you die.
he's lulling us into a false sense of security.
I mean, the
Oh,
crew
can we
got to be
get-
vaguely interested. Even the dwarves are.
Solas
Can
will
we,
mostly do. Solas will mostly do the research with reading books about brewing and talking with the dwarven crew members that are knowledgeable of such things.
Unfortunately, none of your dwarven crew members are knowledgeable about such things.
They know how
We
to
have
drink
get
it.
one.
Can we
Well,
get
I
any?
recruit few of them to assist me when I get my first batch ready.
All right, Braxon, what were you saying?
Trying it.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for Solas win. Do we get a decent view of Nesmith as we go past it, or are the clouds in the way?
Not decent. It's a dark planet. It's not very easy to see. Frequently behind the clouds.
Right. But our planetary locator says it's there.
Yes.
But then we can't see it very well.
Yeah.
Okay. Braxon will be sharing his telescope with Glau. Maybe holding the telescope so he could look through it.
All right. So about partway through that leg of your trip, it would be on your shift, Braxon. You drop out of spelljamming speed to see a rather large galleon. It seems to be overbuilt, a lot bigger than most galleons that you've seen. Obviously, most ships are custom built to a degree.
Yeah.
And there's
You were told what
oftentimes
ship Red Njord flies, right?
an octopus. Yes.
Okay. So this isn't an octopus. Gotcha.
It's using an illusion.
You'd have to be pretty high level to do one the size of a ship.
Maybe there might be illusions that make giant ships.
I
look
just
like...
want Ockar to start questioning everything.
So Braxon, you see a galleon. It's larger than most others that you've seen, and it appears to be kind of on a cross track from you, as if perhaps it's going into the further into the sphere as opposed to going to Zivlin or Kislev.
Okay, well, Braxon will call ship ahoy to make everyone aware that we might be getting in a fight, and then he'll try signaling the ship.
Okay. Would you look through your spyglass at it as well?
Yeah.
Okay. It has it's flying a flag of a with a red galleon on it, and the galleon itself is painted in shades of red. Not like entirely, but red is a predominant color on this. And you begin signaling to it. They apparently see your signal and respond. What were you signaling?
Hello, hail ship. This is the company, the Broken Sword, out of the Stellar Islands.
That's it?
Do you? Yeah.
Okay. They respond back, Hail Company of the Broken Sword, we are the Crimson Caravan. Please state your intentions.
Oh, Crimson Caravan. We heard they were good people. We heard they're normally on Hidakul. They're traders. We're here on a pirate hunt. Do you have any news of pirate activity?
They signal back. They have not seen any pirates. They are on the lookout. There are known pirates in the region. They mention specifically the Strike and Red Njord as most dangerous. They are willing to stop and converse if you wish. They also have some items that they're willing to sell if you are interested in that as well.
Sure.
Yeah, yes, please. We'd love to stop and have a chat.
Okay. So you draw close. They come to a stop and kind of wait for you to approach. They definitely appear wary. Their weapons are loaded and aimed at you, and they have some warriors on deck, but they're not making aggressive actions. It's clearly they're ready for a potential trap from you guys. But as you get in close, without making any hostile moves, they drop alongside you and throw some lines, pull your vessels close together, and bring a gangplank over so that they can you two can converse. A figure comes forward and as this is all happening, hails you. He says, "Hail, I am Ching Tao Ling, originally from Shaolong. I am the captain of this vessel. Who is the captain of your vessel?"
Hi, I'm Braxon. I'm our new captain. We just changed captains.
He crosses over and shakes your hand. It's good to meet you.
I got my first officer here. He picked up Ockar. He's a paladin. He picked up intelligence that there's an unpleasant pirate causing problems in the sphere. So,
yes, we're. I am Ockar, first officer. We're mainly here on my business, hunting down Red Njord.
That would be good work for you to take care of him. He's a fairly recent pirate, not newer than the other ones that have been plaguing the sphere, but we definitely would be more than happy to see him removed as a threat.
Yes, though, to be honest, part of it is for personal reasons why I'm chasing after him.
Oh, understandable. We have had one dealing with him about 10 months ago. Well, one recent dealing, I should say. He has attacked some of our other vessels on other occasions. But only this vessel has encountered him once. He's been more of a plague on some of our smaller vessels and those that we've contracted to get out-sphere goods. We'd be more than happy to share some information if you'd like. I'm sure that our my merchant companions would be happy to show you their wares as well if you're interested in that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I'm curious. Did you get a good look at their crew?
We did fight them off. We did see some of their crew.
Okay. You see, Red Njord, as sad as to say this, he's my cousin.
I can understand your desire to bring him to justice then.
Yes, and
brought great dishonor on your family, I'm sure.
And I want to know if certain people that left Brawl with him back in the day are still part of his crew. Because that could lead to some complications, because they were pretty strong in their own right.
Well, I couldn't tell you exactly who was with him. He had minotaurs as some of his worst crew members, I believe. I saw them ready to board our vessel. We managed to fight them off and escape with some judicious use of magic from our wizards, but that would be a very dangerous element, those minotaurs.
I'll describe the three friends to see if he recognizes any of them, just in case.
With the caveat that is old information, because you haven't seen them in a number of years.
I think the most accurate is still the guy who took the armor, the distinctive armor, shield, and sword, though.
Yeah, and that is the only one that he can confirm.
Okay, so...
Because he was apparently ready to, lead some of the minotaurs aboard the vessel to fight the Crimson Caravan's guardians, who you can tell looking over the vessel, they would have put up a good fight. There's quite a few skilled warriors on board this vessel, and you can also see a small handful of wizards.
Not a dedicated fighting ship, though.
So he's still got Hurlgon with him.
At least.
At least, from what you're telling me. Well, that's good information to know. Do you remember where you encountered them?
Let's see. I believe it was traveling between Zivlin and Riorx. Exactly where I couldn't tell you. I think it was past... I believe it was further in than Kislev, though.
Right.
We'll have to do some investigating around there. Thanks for that.
But part of that is because that is where we do most of our trading. We get out to the Stellar Islands only occasionally.
I see. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's a pattern to the movements of this pirate, because if we can work out what their pattern is, then we can possibly anticipate where they might be going. I guess that the traders will be varying their trade routes to try and get past them.
Well, as much as can be done, still maintain our timetables.
Yeah.
We oftentimes have specific goods that need to be delivered by certain dates if we are to, actually get our pay.
We've heard Red Njord has an octopus ship. Can you remember anything distinctive about the ship?
Yes,
like,
the colors
weapon
were
modifications or anything?
the colors were pretty distinctive. The weapons, I'm not very familiar with the that class of ship, so I couldn't tell you whether the weapons are abnormal, but I believe they had 2 catapults and 2 ballista. Couldn't tell you how their strength, but that is probably what you would be dealing with unless they've changed things up. But the vessel is rather distinctive in color. It's painted. The tentacles are painted a mixture of red and gray, with the overall octopus part red.
Okay, so it was gray and red?
Yes, the tentacles.
How
And the
about the rest
body's
of
red.
the ship?
Red.
Red.
Okay.
I
Well,
believe,
it should be easy to identify if we see it then.
yes, I believe it would. I believe that is
Could
also
you
where
read the
his
name?
where he got the name Red Njord.
Right, I see. So he's named after the ship. That makes sense. Could you read the name on the ship or anything?
No, I could not.
And I suppose they could disguise that sort of thing anyway.
Understandably, that we were trying to avoid them as much as possible
Yeah.
and avoid their weapon fire and that sort of thing.
Well, when we've had a look around your trade and got any other information off you, if you're going the same way as us, we'd be very happy to go in a convoy.
Are you heading to Riorx?
Eventually, yes, we're going to stop off at Zivelin first.
No, unfortunately, we've just come from there.
I see. Okay. Well, we're trying to get information on where the pirates might be.
Well, I don't know.
We are going to go to Riox at some point.
Well, we may see you there, but I rather doubt it. We're only planning on being there for a few days. But we may see you around. You may also see one of our other lesser vessels. We tend to have them about. We have 2 other smaller galleons on trips, and we have some independent contractors that we sometimes get. That is actually what we were doing while we were not on a direct course from Zivelin. We were meeting rendezvousing with a traveler from Gray Space, actually, bringing us some goods.
We did see a ship out at the Stellar Islands.
Unlikely that was it, then. We've already had our rendezvous.
That was... Oh, right, okay. That was called Shackle's Grace.
Nope, that's not one of the ships that we've dealt with. There's quite a few other traders in this sphere.
Yeah.
I have heard of an attack by Red Njord on a Syndiath line vessel.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you exactly when that was, but it was before they attacked us. And I do believe that the farmers of Hedukul, they had a small trader that was primarily traveling between Zivelin and Riorx that was attacked.
Right.
But you could get more information from them.
We heard the Syndiath line might be on Gillian. Would you be able to confirm if that's true?
Give me a second to look at my planets.
And where did we hear that the Elven Navy was again?
We heard it might be on Gillian, the moon of Zivelin.
Okay, same with the Syndiath line?
Yeah.
Yes, they do have an outpost there. That planet is primarily inhabited by elves. They're reasonably friendly. I would recommend avoiding its neighbor Shener, which also has elves, but they tend to be more, shall we say, xenophobic. They do not like outside contact.
Well, our plan was to go and talk to the City of Flying and the Elven Navy to get as much information as possible.
There is a small outpost of the Elven Navy in Gillian, so you could do both of those there.
That's good.
Well, we have a guidebook that tells us a bit about Gillian, but I'm not sure how to tell one world from another. What would be the best way to land on the wrong one?
They all look quite different.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yes. Yes, usually it's pretty easy to tell from a description. Hidukul has... it's an agrarian world, it's all covered in farms, so it's pretty easy to see, identify from orbit. Gillian, that one looks like a kind of an orange sphere. The clouds cover on that world gives it a very, very pleasing shade. That one is pretty easy to identify as well.
Right. So we go to the orange one.
Indeed.
And avoid the next one. That sounds good. Braxon to make sure the others are aware there's traders, in case anyone wants to buy anything.
You get an introduction to some of the traders, and find out that the Crimson Caravan itself is kind of a conglomerate organization. Multiple dozen merchants kind of pooled their resources to create this trading concern, and each one, as part of their contract, they have their own goods that they handle. A lot of it is on consignment, so while they have a lot of stuff on the ship right now, some of the things would need to be purchased, and then you'd pre-purchase it and pick it up at a specific place. The stuff that's harder to transport. And as a quick rundown, there is a merchant that specializes in large guard dogs. There is a merchant that specializes in otherworld paintings, i.e. out-of-sphere paintings. One who specializes in importing silk cloth and clothing from Shaolong. One who specializes in embroidered cloaks. One who specializes in magical swords. One who specializes in combs and other hair care items. One who specializes in rare live plants. One who specializes in fine tables, chairs, and other furnishings. One who specializes in unique wines, ales, and liquors. One who specializes in fine candy. One who specializes in exotic fruits. Another one who specializes in exotic nuts. One who specializes in unique stringed instruments. One who specializes in silver inlaid belts and pouches. One who specializes in non-magical weapons. One who specializes in sculptures from Syrian. One who specializes in silk and hemp ropes. One who specializes in alchemical powders. One who specializes in books and non-magical scrolls. One who specializes in expensive tunics and hose. One who specializes in various tools and equipment, often related to lock-picking, locksmithing, and that sort of thing.
Sounds like Lafdul's kind of guy.
Lafdul's interested in that version.
One who specializes in gems and jewelry. One who specializes in magical daggers. One who specializes in dragon scales and other animal parts.
Oh, yeah, that definitely.
One who specializes in antique weapons. One who specializes in magical scrolls. One who specializes in perfumes. One who specializes in traps. One who specializes in old coins. One who specializes in potions, salves, and elixirs. One who specializes in spices. One who specializes in magical horse and griffin barding. One who specializes in rare birds and small... magical horse and griffin barding.
Does
So
he do that for wolves?
You would have to
Yeah.
ask.
You'd have to-
I'm
yeah.
giving you the rundown of what they what
Okay.
the very not all of these things will be available here.
They
but
might be able
some
to
of it-
order it for you.
Yeah, some of it might be orderable, or they'll have like a kind of a catalog that you can this is what we have available, but we don't have on board. You'll have to come to X place to pick it up, kind of thing.
Is this something
I'm not done yet.
copy
Oh, I'm not done yet.
paste?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, I'm reading out of the source book.
Yeah, we'll be
Oh,
going to the
source
break
book.
before he's done.
Yeah. One who oh, don't worry, we're almost done. One who specializes in rare birds and small reptiles. One who specializes in magical and non-magical candles. One who specializes in boxes and coffers. And finally, one who specializes in pipes and tobacco.
So there's something for everyone.
Yes.
I think Solas will be interested in the books.
Yeah, I've already
in-
forgotten half of them.
I'm interested. I'm interested in the magical barding.
All right. Well, first of all, I imagine that half of these it doesn't matter if you miss them because half of them you don't care about.
Yeah.
Who
Can you
is?
link us the source book?
No, I
Yeah, I
can't.
wanna know.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Is there a
Well,
smoker in
not
this
link.
book?
Can you name the book?
I mean,
Or
it's crin space, but
Yes.
there's other information in there
Alright.
that I'd rather you not look at.
maybe put
Yeah.
a list of them somewhere so we could refer to
A
it later.
screen print?
I mean, I could try to do something like that, but I'll see what I can come up with. I mean, to a certain extent, like some of the stuff I'm sure jumped out at you, like the books and scrolls, like
Yeah.
of the stuff that you want. So
I'm interested in the embroidered cloaks because we could have like a company cloak thing.
Yeah,
So
and
you
I
can-
was also interested in those animal parts, things like dragon scales.
Yeah, Lafdul wants to get a dragon skull of every coloured dragon for a necklace.
I think we're going to spend the second half of the episode shopping.
but it is time for the break. So
Yeah.
that will give you guys some time to think about it. I'll see if I can put some screenshots in the Discord. I can get that for you.
Before break,
would
Solas
be
would
nice.
inquire the wizards of that merchant ship if they were willing to trade spells.
Unfortunately, their contract prohibits that.
Ah,
I know that I want to talk to the magical barding guy.
All right. Well, that is definitely something to consider. That's the things that you can think about or ask me about during the break. We will be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. And we'll see what the party decides to do with these merchants. See you in about 10 minutes, everyone.